That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Back to the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast, the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. This week is episode 30, and we're covering July into August on our way to SummerSlam. It's being called the Highway to Hell. So we'll be covering the last Raw of July, heading into about mid-August. I'm Mike Prue, along with JV. JV, how you doing this week?
Doing well, man. We're almost 3/4 of the way through 1998.
Yeah, it's flying by going through 1998,
Yeah.
and just so many good things happening in 1998, and a lot of things changing. You got a lot of new people coming in, as we've been talking about a little bit in the side notes, and DX is coming into their own, and of course Stone Cold Steve Austin is hotter than ever during this point. I kind of think this is like the peak of Stone Cold Steve Austin's popularity is right at this point here in 1998. And I think we'll start to see it slide down over the next couple of years. So we're at the heart of it. We're at the best years of Stone Cold, the best time of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Probably the best point in the Monday Night Wars, too.
Yeah. Yep.
So hot times here in the summer of 1998.
Obviously, Stone Cold's going to have some more competition as being the top guy and also the fan favorite over the next couple of years as The Rock starts to, really flourish and rise to the top.
Yep. And that's because of some of the time off that Austin's going to have. It's going to allow for The Rock to start to shine. So, yeah, definitely going to have to start competing for that top spot soon. But we're not there yet. We are still in the summer of 98, and we have the ongoing conspiracy and the collusion or the cahoots of Stone Cold Steve Austin with his new reluctant partner, The Undertaker, as there is this kind of big conspiracy going on, according to Vince McMahon at least, or that Kane and The Undertaker are working together. So when we last left off last week when we covered the fully loaded pay-per-view, Austin and Undertaker won the tag team titles from Kane and Mankind. So it's to be believed that Undertaker, he gave the tombstone to his brother, so there can't be any conspiracy. But at the very end of the match, we see Undertaker leave the ring with both belts.
Yep.
As if he's the tag team champions, not Austin. So that's where we left off. Was there anything you wanted to touch on before we get into the rest of it? The continuation?
No, my sleeves are rolled up and ready to dive right in here.
All right, so let's just get right to it. We are now going to be covering Raw 270 from July 27th, 1998. This is happening the night after that fully loaded pay-per-view from Anaheim, California. And the show is going to open with The Undertaker. He's going to come down. He's going to say his little piece about his match last night and him winning the championship and that there is no conspiracy and all that. And then McMahon's going to have something to say, and Austin will also have something to say, of course, as he always does. So take a listen to the clip first, and then we'll break it down after that. Not like DX break it down, but
break it down.
All right. So take a listen to that clip. We'll be right back.
Last night, Fresno, California, I tombstoned my brother into hell, and Stone Cold Steve Austin and I are the World Tag Team Champions. Now, we may be champions, but we'll never be partners unless Stone Cold comes out here right now and apologizes to me. I demand an apology.
Whoa, you what?
I think it's a very reasonable request.
Apology?
Oh, wait a minute. Mr. McMahon and company, the owner of the WWF.
You demand an apology?
McMahon's got plenty of backup, wisely.
His entourage.
A lot of ill will between the Undertaker and McMahon.
Sometimes I just can't believe my ears. You're demanding an apology from Stone Cold. Now, let me see. The reason you're demanding an apology is because since you tombstone your brother Kane to hell, you think that proves that you and Kane were not conspiring together, right? Not in my book. No. Because you did exactly what I would have done if I were you. I would make certain that I tombstone my brother to try and prove that indeed there was no conspiracy. And I don't know if everyone here is gullible enough to buy that or not.
I'm not. You're right.
I'm not. I don't know that Austin will. Because let's think about it. How many tombstones did it take for you to put your brother away at WrestleMania? Let's see, I think 3. Both of you are damn near impervious to pain. Therefore, I'm not buying your story, Undertaker. Not at all.
He's right, JR.
And if anyone deserves an apology around here, it's me. Do you realize?
Shut up, people.
Do you realize what you did to me? You put your hands on me last week.
And I might do it again.
Uh-oh.
I sustained a neck injury as a result of what you did last week, and I don't appreciate it. And I'm going to get my apology right here and right now. But not before.
Watch it.
Not before I let you and Stone Cold know that in this ring tonight, you and Austin will defend the Tag Team Championship against the New Age Outlaws.
That's a big matchup. Big main event here tonight. One of many main events tonight.
And now, Undertaker, I'm not leaving this ring until you apologize to me.
Well, oh my.
Wait a minute.
Here comes the rattlesnake. The WWF champion. The Undertaker's partner. The new WWF Tag Champions. And they'll meet the Outlaws here tonight on a night where the Intercontinental title will be decided as well.
They may be co-champions, but even the Undertaker said they'll never be partners.
The Undertaker is looking for an apology from Austin. Austin, as many of us did, thought there was a conspiracy. I think that we were wrong. I think that we all owe the Undertaker an apology. Mr. McMahon is showing his wisdom and leaving these squared circles, even with his henchmen. They're no match for this dude.
I don't think Mr. McMahon got his apology either. Maybe the Undertaker's fixing to get his.
Go ahead and get your sorry ass up the ramp, because I ain't got a damn thing to say to you.
That's no respect.
And as far as you're concerned, you hit the nail right on the head, son. Are we champions? Hell yeah. I never asked to be your friend or anything more than that. I ain't out here to shake your hand or run circles around you because I don't give a damn about all that. But if that jackass is gonna make a match between you and me, the tag team champions, against DX, the New Age Outlaws, then you're damn right. I'm gonna come out here and defend my belt, which you got in your little grubby hand. But I'll tell you this, you come out here and demand an apology from Stone Cold Steve Austin. You want an apology? Hell, son, I got one for you right here.
Stone Cold Steve Austin not missing any words here. Maybe it was the Undertaker's demand of an apology that set Austin off here.
JR, you tell me, how are those guys gonna act as a tag team tonight? As a cohesive unit after that?
All we know is that the new tag team champions Stone Cold and the Undertaker will meet the New Age Outlaws right here tonight.
All right, so as I said before the clip, Undertaker walks out to the ring. He has both tag team titles still. And basically he's just saying, I tombstoned my brother to hell. He wants to make it clear that everyone knows, I did that. You all see it on pay-per-view last night. I'm the one that tombstoned my brother and pinned him, so there can't be anything going on. And he wants an apology. He wants an apology from his partner, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And they're not going to be partners unless he apologizes. So he demands an apology. And Vince McMahon is like, what? He just comes out of nowhere. You demand what? You demand an apology? You think because you tombstone your brother to hell that you're not conspiring? That's what I would do. It's funny he would say that. He just points it out like, I know your tricks. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
I would act
I'm a scumbag too.
Yeah. That's exactly what I would do. Act like I didn't do it, and then do this one little move. And he then points out, which is awesome that they did this and that they went back. Because a lot of times they'll just forget about what happened in the past and not use it for storyline.
Yeah, like
they
all of the time.
Right. But this time they go back to WrestleMania, and he brings up how many tombstones did it take for you to put away your brother at WrestleMania? He says 3. It was 3 tombstones. Not 1, not 2, but 3. And last night at Fully Loaded, Undertaker only did it with 1 tombstone. So McMahon thinks that's fishy. So McMahon's like, if anyone deserves an apology around here, it's me, because you put your hands on me last week. Then Undertaker just blurts it, and you heard it there. He goes, I might do it again.
It comes off as weird. Like, even his tone's a little off.
Right. Yeah, it sounded like it didn't fit. Or it even sounded like the clip was placed in. I might do it again. So McMahon's not very happy with him. McMahon's kind of being a little ballsy with The Undertaker at this point. And, he's away from him. He's on the ramp. But he says...
keeping his distance.
Right. Because he knows what happened last week, The Undertaker put his hands on him. So McMahon from a distance is going to say, well, you got a match. You're going to defend your tag team titles tonight against the New Age Outlaws. And then Undertaker still continues, I'm not leaving until you apologize to me. So Austin does come out. And he hits his music. The music hits. He comes down. And we got a new World Championship belt. We have a Smoking Skull Championship with the snakeskin strap. Even has
this title rules.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. He even has a new vest, which is pretty badass too, the rattlesnake vest.
Yep.
So he's taking on this whole rattlesnake persona to go along with the Stone Cold character. And not that he hadn't been called Rattlesnake for so long already, but now he's kind of fully embracing it. He has the snake skin strap, the rattlesnake vest. Yep. So pretty cool. Cool additions to Stone Cold. It's funny though because he just got that new belt. They made that new belt and it's already gone. It does come back, but it's gone at the time. Austin has this custom belt. And the thing that's strange about it is they don't even make any reference to him having a new belt. Over the course
they don't really call it out, yeah.
Yeah, over the course of these episodes that we're covering for this episode this week, They don't mention it at all. They don't say, "Oh, look at that new belt." Nothing. They don't even acknowledge it. They still just call it the WWF Championship. Even Undertaker just points to it, like, "Yeah, that's WWF Championship belt. It's gonna be mine." Like, no,
Probably
the
hates
fucking
it. He's
skull
like a
on it.
traditionalist.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, he probably wants the winged eagle if he gets it back.
Like, I want the eagle on there.
So Austin's out there, and you got Vince McMahon and the Stooges heading out, and they're already out there, but they're leaving at that point. And it's funny the line that Austin gives him. Say, "Yeah, go ahead and get your sorry ass up the ramp because I don't got a damn thing to say to you." So just punking out McMahon, like, get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here, bitch.
And now that Austin's the tag team champion, he's like, "Yeah, you got my belt or whatever." He said, "I'm going to defend that belt that you got right there in your little grubby hand."
Grubby.
Grubby.
I love when anyone uses grubby hands.
Grubby hands, like he's a little kid.
Yeah.
He's been playing in dirt all day.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I picture. Like he's fucking like, actually like digging holes and shit.
Oh, he is the Undertaker, so I guess he was doing that earlier.
without his fucking kinky gloves on.
Yeah. So we'll wrap it up here. We get a little action. So I'll tell you this: you demand an apology from Stone Cold Steve Austin. Hell, son, you want an apology? We got one right here for you. And you get the double birds, and he even says he mouths it, "Fuck you," right to him. And then he just kind of makes his way out of the ring, and nothing happens there. Undertaker's just like, "All right, whatever, fuck you too," and that concludes that segment. And then you don't get anything else in relation to this story until you get to the match at the end of the night. You get a WWF Tag Team Championship match. Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker versus the New Age Outlaws. This match happens at the 1 hour, 26-minute mark, and it's going to go for about 10 minutes to the closing of the show. And we got a jacked up crowd. Crowd is nuts. There's signs all over the place. And like I was saying at the top of the show, this is like the height of the Monday Night Wars and the characters, Steve Austin, DX. At this point, they're at their tippy top. Even DX, like with all the suck it signs everywhere. DX is bigger than they were before at this point. Even bigger than they were with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, they're actually more entertaining without Shawn Michaels. DX grew exponentially without HBK. I
think largely thanks to New Age Outlaws too.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. They were the glue. They're the glue that kind of brought everything together.
Yeah. Yeah, and they do their little shtick too, like tag team champions of the world.
Yeah.
Road Dogg. Suck it. They're the ones that made the crowd say suck it.
Yeah, they're the MCs of the fucking group.
Right.
They come out, get the fucking crowd all hyped up. Triple H is the fucking, the alpha.
Yep.
Then you got like the little fucking loudmouth mutt, little puppy dog, X-Pac.
Yeah.
Always running his mouth.
I always thought it was annoying when he would say, like, suck it and get the crowd going. Like, shut up.
Yeah, because it always felt like he was, like, stepping on tones. Like, you're out of line.
Right. Like, it's not your spot to be doing this.
Yeah. Speak when spoken to, X-Pac.
Yeah. All right, so we get them in the ring, get the New Age Outlaws out there. And so I want to point out, Earl Hebner is the referee here. So, some shady shit's going to happen in this match. There's going to be spots where the ref doesn't see something happening. It's always like a signature of a Hebner match. You got a beach ball landing in the ring, just as the match is about to start. And this is kind of a new thing at this point. You haven't really seen beach balls in the crowd. It's pretty common today to see some beach balls. But the beach ball goes in the ring, and Austin just punts the shit out of it.
Yeah.
That shit right out.
Get this fucking distraction out of here and pay attention to the fucking match. I hate when people do that shit.
Yeah, it's like you got these guys in the ring that you came to see, and you're gonna hit a beach ball around.
Yeah,
it's fucking stupid.
You didn't spend $50 minimum probably for a ticket. Probably not $50 then, but a good amount of money for a ticket, not to fucking have indoor beach ball game. All
right, so after that volleyball bullshit, you get a Billy Gunn. He's posing in the ring, and he's doing his little, just his showing his arms, whatever.
Yeah,
his little
what he usually
pose.
does.
Yeah. Then
Playing
Austin,
to his strengths.
right. And then Austin kind of mimics it, but then it leads to a double burns, which is a funny little spot. That happens right at the beginning, so 1 hour, 27-minute mark. Funny little visual there. We get an early attempt at a stunner from Austin onto Gunn, but he's going to break away from it, and he heads up to the ramp. And as usual, Austin's going to follow, but this time Road Dogg is right behind him, and Austin gets dropped on the guardrail. And then we get the action back in the ring. Taker gets tagged in, and as Austin's going back in the ring at 1 hour, 28 minutes, there's a fan wearing a DX shirt, and he gives Austin the double birds. And I was like, oh, shit, somebody that doesn't like Austin? What the fuck? What's up with that?
That guy does not conform.
No.
He definitely is not a follower.
No, he's like, fuck this, I'm with DX, screw Steve Austin.
Yeah, if that guy had a Twitter back in 1998, his thing would be like, Stone Cold sucks or something.
Right.
DX rules.
But I wonder how many...
Stone Cold sucks, DX rules.
Yeah, I wonder how many people, like, in today's culture, if it was then, would have, like, just shit on Steve Austin, just been against him, and made it vocal online.
The only person I ever knew to hate Stone Cold Steve Austin was fucking Vince McMahon.
Right.
Everyone likes Stone Cold.
Right. It's funny just to think, though, like, if the dynamic of the technology had been different. I doubt it, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably not much different. Everyone seemed to love him, like you said. So anyway, we get back to the action here. We get some double birds from that fan, and then Taker's gonna do. And you've heard this before, right? Old school.
Of course, they say it all the time now.
It's like, what the fuck is that? Like, where did it come from?
Did he ever stop doing it? Then all of a sudden, like,
right? Yeah.
Start calling it old school.
How is it?
Like,
old
he hasn't done it in a while. Like, yeah, I don't get it either.
Right? How is it old school? Yeah, maybe when he's Biker Taker, he doesn't do it for a while. Maybe. I don't remember. We're just gonna have to keep watching, but maybe we'll ask the guys over at Talking Taker. What's up with old school? Why is it called old school? And did he ever stop using it? I guess would be a good question. If anybody out there knows, and you probably do, message us on Twitter. Let us know. Hey, dumb fucks. How do you not know that? It's called old school.
Yeah.
I know why it's called old school, because it's supposed to be old school, like he did it as the early Undertaker. Yeah. But at this point, 7 years in, he's still doing it all the time. And there's never been a name for it at this point. It's just, oh, look at the agility of the big man. Yeah. So, yeah, old school. So he nails old school. It does sound like something that would have just been made up by this current Twitter universe of fans. Oh, it's old school. It's old school Undertaker. Like, I'm thinking, like, maybe it came from his recent Mania matches.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't know. It's whatever. We get to finally call it something, and everyone knows what it is when you say it. But I guess we could critique a lot of names that moves are called. So, but this one's definitely a head scratcher.
All right. So, anyways, he nails that. You get more beach balls in the ring at this time. Fucking annoying. But then you get the New Age Outlaws, who look like the best team out there, cutting off the ring. We got Undertaker and Austin. They don't really work together that well, and that's for a reason. They're supposed to be not being able to trust each other, DTA. So their flow as a team is not that great in comparison to the New Age Outlaws. Austin's finally going to get a hot tag at towards the end of the match, 1 hour 33 minutes in, and he's going to go nuts on New Age Outlaws, and he's going to give them what Gorilla Monsoon would call a double knocker. He's giving him a double knocker. And then we get kind of wrap things up here. You get Luthez press on to Billy Gunn. He tosses him out of the ring. Austin tosses Billy Gunn out of the ring. Road Dogg is going to take a stunner. 1, 2, 3. Austin and Taker retain the belts at 1 hour 34 minutes in. Taker's going to choke slam Billy Gunn after the match. Stone Cold's going to grab his beers. He brought down some beers. He has a cooler on the announce table. And he's going to crack a Steve Weiser, and he's going to walk over to the ramp, takes a sip, takes another one, tosses it up to Undertaker. And JR immediately is like, "Oh, is this some kind of form of an apology?" Passing
Overthinking it.
Yeah. And Taker just cracks it open. And the view that we have, the angle that we have, is from Austin's back up to Undertaker. So you can see Undertaker, he has direct view of the ramp and everything behind him, behind Austin. So he cracks the beer, he pours it, and then he kind of turns his head away. And as he turns his head away, Kane comes out of nowhere and attacks Austin, followed by Mankind. And then Undertaker comes out and attacks Mankind, but doesn't stop Kane from beating on Austin as the show ends. So that wraps up that episode. But we get some extra attitude on the WWE Network, and it's not a whole lot. You got Kane and Austin go at it in the ring for a little bit. Austin's going to stun Kane. His music hits to make everybody happy in the arena as they leave and go home, or they watch an episode of Sunday Night Heat that they might record after that. Taker is at the top of the ramp. Austin and Taker stare at each other. Taker walks off, and Austin pumps up the crowd one more time. And that concludes that episode of Raw. So you have tag team title defense by these reluctant partners, and they pull off the victory, but there's still questions to be asked. And now especially we got, what's this tossing of the bear mean? How come Undertaker didn't stop Kane or warn him of Kane? Because Kane obviously didn't just run down the ramp in 1 second to get there. Undertaker would have seen Kane coming down already. So some questions there. But now this brings us to the side notes. Was there anything, JV, before we get to side notes that you wanted to just mention? Any thoughts?
No. I think we covered it well. Well, yeah, real quickly. They're definitely trying to make a point to overanalyze everything to kind of, again, hype up the whole conspiracy and Cahoots bullshit.
Right.
That they've been, that whole agenda, I guess, they've been trying to push. So just a little weird. I mean, it's just two dudes, having a beer. Dudes like to drink beer.
As Steve Austin will say later, I thought the guy was a little thirsty.
Yeah.
All right, so into the side notes. You have Owen Hart. Owen Hart's going to come out and he's going to challenge anybody. He says he's not a nugget. I'm not a nugget. I'm the baddest man in the WWF, and I'll challenge anybody. So then his own music plays. Jason Sensation comes out dressed as Owen Hart with a new nose this time. Not the same little witch nose, but the bulbous nose, big nose. And the one funny line that he says is, it's time for us to stand nose to nose, which means we're going to be miles apart. Woo!
It's just hilarious. This guy should be on TV more.
Yeah. And then you get the nugget chants. He starts the nugget chant, and the crowd just nugget, nugget.
Yeah.
And ultimately it leads to Dan Severn coming out, and he's going to protect Jason Sensation. Severn, every time he comes out, he's got like that suit on, like he's working in a business office or he's selling insurance. He just looks weird. He's got his mustache. He's like, hey.
Yeah.
So anyway, he comes out.
He never really.
There's no personality.
Never really gets over in any way. Not in his ring. He really has nothing going for him other than the stigma and reputation of being a former UFC standout.
Right. That's it. That's all he's got going.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you get that. Severn's going to try to help out Jason Sensation. Shamrock's going to run out, and he's going to put a chokehold on Owen Hart. And Severn takes Shamrock in a chokehold. And then he's starting to get this idea that, oh, wow, we might get Severn and Shamrock here in the WWF. And Steve Blackman's going to come down and separate the two. It's funny, you got these three guys that are the same kind of character, just working with each other. Steve Blackman, this karate fighter or whatever the fuck he was. They didn't really do a good job explaining that he was kind of just like a martial arts expert. Okay, just because he came out with nunchucks or something. So we got these fighters, and they're all involved in this angle. So Blackman's going to be the voice of reason. So we got something going on there with Shamrock and Owen Hart leading towards SummerSlam. Have a Lions Den match. So they're building that feud. And then you have the ongoing Nation and DX feud. You're going to have a triple threat match, Rock versus Triple H versus X-Pac. So this is the second time we're seeing X-Pac and Triple H in a match against each other.
Yeah.
I said it last time. It's maybe X-Pac is just not totally comfortable working with other people yet because of his injuries. So maybe he just wants to work with Triple H. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, you got a decent match here. It's a triple threat IC title match. Rock's the champ. Rock's gonna walk out the champ. So you get the Rock hits Xbox with a people Xbox. Did I say Xbox?
Yeah, it sounded like Xbox. God, he's fighting 360.
Xbox One, X-Pac 1, X-Pac 360. He has all numbers, X-Pac 1, 2, 3, 6.
Yeah, it's true. He's 6.
Yeah.
SYXX, right?
Why is he 6? Because if you add up,
man.
oh yeah, oh was it 6-man? Yeah, it actually was a 6-man too. But it's also
sure.
1 + 2 + 3.
Oh yeah,
6. Yep. All right. So anyway, he's gonna take the people's elbow. He's gonna kick out, and they both want to beat The Rock for the title. Triple H and X-Pac, and X-Pac's gonna get laid out by Triple H, and then he gets back up. He's like pissed. And I wrote in my notes like this reminded me of JV and his brother back in the day. JV's brother Pat would be X-Pac and be like, "What the fuck, man? Come on, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude?"
And then be like, "Sit down, know your role."
Yeah. So The Rock walks out while they're going at it with each other, and The Rock just like gets counted out. He's like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'm out of here."
Yeah, it's smart. It's like it hits him like, actually,
yeah, they're arguing.
If I just walk away,
yeah, let me just get out of here.
Yeah, title can't change hands.
So that's pretty cool, and that's going to be ongoing over the next couple of weeks with with DX being in kind of maybe disarray. There's something going on with DX with X-Pac and Triple H, and that'll go on for a couple more weeks. You have LOD, who they have, they don't know what the fuck to do with, so they're going to do something different now. They're going to have LOD, and they're going to have Hawk be a drunk, and he's going to start tripping over his feet, falling down the ramp, banging his head, tripping inside of the ring, falling off the top rope. So, hey, another attempt at making LOD relevant for the year 1998. Because what they were doing wasn't working. LOD 2000 didn't work. Draws didn't work with them. Paul Ellering didn't work. And immediately switched him to DOA. So now you got this drunk angle. See where it goes from here. You got Val Venus continuing on. And this is one of the infamous episodes of Val Venus's career where Yamaguchi-san says the line, "Choppy choppy, your pee-pee." Ha 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 ha.
I remember this. I remember this line.
So, Kai and Tai, they come out with like 2 big sausages and a big ass salami, and then they put them on a chopping block. And Yamaguchi-san's gonna chop them up. Choppy choppy, your pee-pee.
Pee-pee. Choppy choppy, your pee-pee.
He's like the modern day Mr. Fuji.
Yeah.
I like him
He's
too.
definitely like, they definitely take the stereotype of like an Asian person and turn it up to 1,000.
Yeah, no shit.
Like that dial's full blown bass is high, and you get Yamaguchi-san.
Yeah. And then one more thing here. You got the bikini contest ceremony, and McMahon is going to disqualify Sable because body paint does not constitute a bikini. So Jacqueline actually wins.
He's not wrong.
No, he's right on. That wasn't a bikini, so
yeah,
they deserve to win. So Jacqueline wins. Jacqueline had a nice damn bikini, shaking that shit.
And she actually sewed her titty. It slipped.
Right. So McMahon comes out, and this is one of the rare occasions where he's out there for a non-Austin related angle. This is just solely McMahon and Sable. Nothing to do with anything else. So you have him come out. He's going to catch a lot of heat. He's actually catching like more heat because of this than anything he's done to Austin. There's people throwing shit into the ring. A fan hits McMahon with soda. McMahon even has to call it out and says, "No, that's all right, because the next time you do that, you'll hit her. No problem. No problem. You'll hit her." So, crazy amount of heat. And the reason why is people love Sable's tits. They don't want McMahon fucking with her.
Yeah, he's ruining boners. He's putting all the boners at half staff.
Right.
The fuck?
He even mentions, I brought you back because of your popularity with WWF fans.
Yeah.
I do what's best for the fans. But he said, people like you, especially in this town, Anaheim, California, are a dime a dozen. I could snap my fingers and have you replaced by any numbers of bimbos and airheads.
Do you think he is Thanos? Snapping fingers out here?
Snap of the fingers.
Well, you know what, though? For Sable, though, it's all downhill from here until she does Playboy for me.
That's true.
She doesn't really wear anything that's as, revealing as this. So I think every teenage boy at this point was just kind of waiting.
Right.
All right, when's she going to do Playboy? And then, it was, cool.
You're already
all the
Playboy.
raw chicks did Playboy. Yeah. Playboy they still make money?
Yeah. I don't know what.
People still buy fucking magazines?
It's funny when you put it like that.
People pay to see chicks, nude still. It fucking baffles me.
Yeah, it's Pornhub.
Fuck.
Come on.
Yeah,
Free.
unless it's live and you're at a strip club, a brothel, something. You shouldn't be paying for women. Don't pay for them on fucking the internet or for magazines. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Crazy time, You don't even need magazines today. It's just
just fucking pop-up ads.
about-
I'm just trying to see the score of the game and titties.
right. Man, how easy it is to be a kid these days. To be 12 years old
Yeah.
and just go in your room and have your phone.
Birth rates are down.
Go underneath the sheets. Yeah, the kids don't need to fuck each other anymore. They fuck themselves. Oh man. All right, so let's move on. We got Brawl for All coverage here, the extensive Brawl for All coverage here from the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast. You got Dr. Death Steve Williams versus Bart Gunn, which is probably one of the most memorable or notorious matches from the Brawl for All.
Yeah.
And you get some decent action between the two. It was pretty even after the first two rounds. I mean, the score is actually 15-5. And you get the boring chants, of course, which have been, a mainstay throughout all these Brawl for All matches. People really hated this shit.
shitty schoolyard fights. They're terrible.
Right. And they just keep shoving it down people's throats. You're too fucking bad.
What are we at Marty Almeida's yard? Watching people fight out with gloves?
You guys have an argument? This is how you settle it. Boxing gloves.
Yeah. We had a friend.
How about, I just
still have a friend? He's still a friend. But we were younger with him. He used to, that's how beef would get settled in his yard. He had boxing gloves, and kids in the neighborhood just put boxing gloves on and duke it out.
They're come on, can I just go home? I don't want to fight.
Yeah, I tried to hightail up before it escalated. Oh no,
I'm out of here. Yeah.
Later.
Funny. Fucking boxing in the living room too.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
Go to the cage. Fuck.
All right, so when we get to this third round, Bart Gunn is going to fucking knock the shit out of Dr. Death. And he does it with just 3 seconds left. So right at the very end, he's going to get him. And boom, he's out. And the look on Dr. Death's face as he's on the ground it's just awesome. It's night time. You're done. And then
what a letdown.
That's the end.
Steve Williams. Yeah, and Steve Williams always got hyped up as being a legitimate badass.
Yep.
And I never got to see Dr. Death Steve Williams really wrestle when I was at this age. The only thing I knew him from was from WCW Wrestling on Nintendo, the video game.
Right.
And he was fucking awesome. He had a running power slam and cool moveset. I finally watched the guy, and he fucking gets dropped by Bart Gunn.
Bart Gunn. Fucking smoking gun.
Not even the fucking good smoking gun. The fucking gun that shot blanks. Bart Gunn.
Well, he fucking threw some bombs, though.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah. All right, so that concludes Raw from Anaheim, California from July 27th. But what we had announced for the first time, our first time mentioned on Raw, is that there's a new show on Sundays called Sunday Night Heat, premiering August 2nd, this upcoming Sunday. So we're not going to really cover much about it. We're not going to do all side notes on it, unless something really stands out. And there's not going to be a whole lot that stands out on Sunday Night Heat because it's going to end up being one of those shows where it ends up just being shit matches. I think like the first year or so, it's pretty good, pretty solid as a B show. But once SmackDown comes along, Sunday Night Heat becomes that third shitty show. So during this time, like I said, we won't cover everything, but we'll cover what's involved with Austin and anything major going on that we've been following. Because a lot of the stuff at this point, like I said, will continue on. They will use Sunday Heat to help push the angles forward a little bit. I thought it was pretty cool watching some of these early Sunday Night Heats. And what was great about them is they're quick. They're 40 minutes long, 42 minutes. And it's just nice and concise. It's like, the Raws when they were 1 hour. It's just, everything's just concise and right to the point. Makes it much more enjoyable to watch. So with that said, Sunday Night Heat's going to premiere August 2nd. And you're going to get Shane McMahon. So Shane McMahon had been around here and there. Recently he was at Royal Rumble with Mike Tyson, watching Royal Rumble with Mike Tyson, and then he was also involved in the Mr. McMahon versus Austin from the Raw in April. He's telling his father not to do it. And McMahon's like, "Go get my bags, get out of here, go get my gym bag." But now here he is, and he's going to be on this commentary role. And he's got like the Godfather's gimmick. He's got 2 hookers next to him. That is
Two whores.
2 whores. And he's going to be on commentary. And he kind of sucks on commentary too. From what I heard. I watched a good chunk of these episodes. He just says some random shit. He even does at one point he goes, "Heh, heh, heh," and he's like, "That's a Beavis and Butthead joke."
Terrible.
That sucked. But anyway, you get like I said, I don't want to mention too many side notes, but I did have to bring this one up because it was something I said a few weeks back about Darren Drozdov. It's like he's out there, teaming with LLD, but he's dressed more like a headbanger. Well, now he's tag teaming with the headbangers.
Yeah, now he's with the people he should be with.
Right. Since this Sunday night is Sunday Night Heat, they're promoting the Sunday Night Heat lineup of shows: Pacific Blue, La Femme Nikita, and one other one. What the hell's the other one? I forget at this point. But Mario Lopez from Saved by the Bell, he's on Pacific Blue, and he's sitting ringside, and he's going to get into a little argument with Val Venus, and he pushes Val Venus down. So they're trying to integrate, the stars of USA in with the wrestlers. So not only does Val Venus have to worry about getting his penis chopped off, he's got Mario Lopez pushing him around. That sucks.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible. Mario Lopez should not be on a fucking wrestling show.
Right.
Guy's the most overrated person in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Fucking AC Slater.
AC Slater.
That's it. He does like E and
right.
Fuck Mario Lopez.
Yeah.
Mario in my book is Mario Brothers.
Mario Brothers. All right, so we got in the closing part of the show, you get Austin get a little interview. They've been hyping, like, "Hey guys, keep watching. Stone Cold Steve Austin will be here on the show. He'll be here." Just to keep people tuned in, because it's otherwise like, well, why am I going to watch this show? Doesn't have Austin, doesn't have. Well, I actually did have DX, but yeah, it's kind of like that, that B show. You're not going to have all the big things that happen on Raw on this show. But in this case, they did have Austin who's going to talk for about a minute and a half. So listen to what he has to say about giving Undertaker a beer.
So Stone Cold, now we know your opponents for tomorrow night, but first I'd like to take you back to last Monday night. You tossed the Undertaker a beer in the ring, and he drank it. Is this a show of solidarity, a show of teamwork?
Well, it showed us something was thirsty. He looked thirsty, so I tossed him a beer. Don't mean nothing other than that to me. I threw him a damn beer and he drank it. That's all it was.
Well, that leads me to my next question, which is he drank the beer, and then he may have seemed to conveniently turn his back, and you were attacked by Kane.
Well, it was stupid of me to drop my guard, and Kane shanghaied me from behind. But then again, by the same token, Undertaker didn't lift a damn finger to help me out none. Not that I needed his help, but you damn right. No, he didn't help me, so maybe there's something going on there.
So you're saying that you and The Undertaker aren't any closer than you were 3 weeks ago as you go into your tag team title match tomorrow night against The Rock and Owen?
You're a lot smarter than I thought you were, Jack. As Undertaker and me are just a team, but nothing further than that. As far as going against The Rock and Owen Hart, I got all the respect in the world for those guys as a tag team. but you can rest assured when the bell rings, someone's going to get their ass beat. And whether it's Rocky and Owen Hart or it's The Undertaker, it really doesn't make a damn to me. We're still going to be the tag team champions, whether I like it or not, when the match is over. And that's all I got to say to you because you're starting to me off.
It will be a war tomorrow night on Raw for the tag team gold.
What a blast we've had here on the premiere of Sunday Night Heat. Man, I can't wait for next week's party. Come on, ladies, we are out of here.
We'll see you tomorrow night on Raw.
All right, so Michael Cole is asking Austin about tossing the beer. And Austin, as I said moments, just a little while back, he said, guy looked thirsty. Nothing more to it than that. So Cole brings up the beer. Austin doesn't think anything of it. And, that's all you really get to it. Was there anything you wanted to add to that? Did you even take a look at it? You checked that out?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
This was the first Sunday Night Heat, and not really. I mean, I really just wanted to make my point about Mario Lopez, and I made it. So,
all right. So, they just wanted to point out that Austin, the night before the next Raw that we're covering, he made it clear that it's not a whole big thing. He's just thought the guy was thirsty. There's nothing more to it, and we'll see how it goes from there on this next episode of Raw from August 3rd, 1998. This is in San Diego, California, so it's actually taped the next night after the previous Raw on July 20th, 1998. So this is Raw 271. And the show's going to start off briefly with The Rock and Owen Hart calling out Austin and Undertaker. They want a title shot. They want to demand a title shot. And what you have is Austin coming out. He comes out around the 4-minute point, and The Rock's going to give a great reaction to Austin coming out like he always does. And Austin's going to head out, followed by The Undertaker. And Undertaker, again, is carrying both titles. And Austin runs right into the ring, and he gets attacked by Rock and Owen Hart immediately. You have Kane at the top of the ramp, and Undertaker just turns around and goes after Kane. So he doesn't go help Austin in the ring. He sees his brother, so he turns around. Paul Bearer is going to push Kane behind the curtain, and then Mankind jumps out and surprises The Undertaker. And then they're going at it. So Undertaker just abandons Austin, basically to let Rock and Owen Hart have at it because he was going to go for Kane. So they kind of hyped that up like, oh, he could have went to help Austin, and he didn't. So it just fuels that fire of conspiracy again, just little by little. They just keep adding to it with these little instances where you can see both sides of it. Like, no, he's going after his brother because he wants to fight him. He's not abandoning Austin. Or you can say it's all set up. Kane's only out there to make it look like he's, so they're playing that game there. So it's cool.
Because it's an interesting dynamic between all of the parties involved here.
Yep.
So you could it's like you kind of mold it however way you want, and WWE writers have done a good job of that up to this point. So
yeah, it's been pretty interesting.
Very ambiguous,
right? And it's it makes sense that they do it this way because they're building up to SummerSlam, which is still weeks away. So this whole story has been playing out since the beginning of the summer. So they have a long road, long highway to SummerSlam. And, they're making the best of it, and they're doing it little by little. They're just kind of needling at us little by little, adding some form of doubt maybe that Undertaker and Kane are in cahoots or in collusion with each other. So anyway, you have Undertaker abandoning Austin here, what it looks like, or what it might be. Mankind and Taker fight towards the backstage area below. Below the ramp, that off to the side area. And Austin's going to bounce back. He nails a stunner on Owen Hart. The Rock avoids the stunner twice. Austin's going to grab a chair and he heads to the middle ring. He's surrounded by Nation members, but now he's standing alone. Undertaker has left him to battle for himself. And then you have Lawler on commentary, who's been doing a good job all along, pointing out the conspiracy and saying, oh, how convenient is it for The Undertaker to have to leave Austin in this situation. So he's really been hitting it home that there is a conspiracy. That's what Jerry Lawler believes.
That's his job as the heel commentator to kind of stir the pot.
Right, exactly. So he's doing a good job. All right, so about halfway point in the show, actually in the first half hour of the show, you have Mr. McMahon come out with the Stooges, and he's going to cut a little promo. He's going to go for a few minutes. So take a listen to that, and then we'll talk about it.
From again, not till Sunday night on Sunday Night Heat. Not a very pleasant welcome to the owner.
Well, the highway to hell winds up at SummerSlam on August 30. In the way I see it, we have The Undertaker on one highway, Stone Cold on a parallel highway, and that highway to hell intersects at SummerSlam. But I would suggest to you that right here tonight, there's likely to be a roadblock in the highway to hell. Because I'm predicting that here tonight you will see WWF history made when The Undertaker and Stone Cold lose the tag team championship.
Well, I tell you, JR, I believe it too.
We will crown new winners, winners that know all about unity, all about family, nation members, Owen Hart and The Rock. Just to prove my point, what about the coincidence of last week on Raw, huh?
People are distracting Mr. McMahon.
Would you mind showing a little respect?
Right. They are. They respect the rattlesnake. They respect the Undertaker.
The coincidence on Raw last week. Oh yeah, there we had The Undertaker in the ring, Stone Cold on the outside, celebrating a tag team championship victory when Stone Cold throws The Undertaker a cold one. Good catch, by the way. And as The Undertaker wondered whether or not he should accept that beer from Austin, symbolizing perhaps an apology, Undertaker popped the top and threw back that cold beer. Oh yeah, go ahead and applaud, because you haven't figured it out, and neither has Stone Cold. Because when The Undertaker drank Stone Cold's beer, he knew at the very same time that Kane was about to obliterate Stone Cold.
That's what happened.
Don't believe me, huh? What about then the coincidence earlier here tonight that took place right here? What about that coincidence? Austin is blasting out, coming down the ramp. Behind him's The Undertaker. Austin dives into the ring, left all by himself to fend for himself against an entire nation, while The Undertaker was distracted by his brother Kane. Wow, what a coincidence.
See what I tell you, JR?
Now, I would like for The Undertaker to come out here and try to disprove this conspiracy theory. I would like for him to come out right now and offer you and everyone else a viable explanation. I don't have all night, damn it!
All right, so McMahon heads out with the Stooges. He's going to point out, we're at this intersection of the highway to hell for SummerSlam, but tonight there's going to be a roadblock, to the highway to hell. It's funny that years later they'll use Roadblock as one of their shows on the road to WrestleMania. It says when Austin and Taker lose the titles, so he's going to point out, Austin and Undertaker are going to lose their titles, and he claims that The Rock and Owen Hart will win those titles tonight in their match. So McMahon brings up the convenience of Stone Cold tossing Undertaker the cold one, a good catch, but he didn't see. But Undertaker though he didn't notice Kane from behind, so McMahon thinks that's fishy. Fueling the conspiracy even more, the collusion between the two. Between last week with Cahoots and this week with collusion, it's just you just hear those words over and over again.
Yeah, really testing the vocabulary of the average wrestling fan here.
Right. I thought it was Cahoots. What's collusion? Is that something different?
Yeah. Oh, what the hell?
Another word?
Jesus.
They were in a collusion. They were in a collision?
Yeah. Why can't it just end in wiser?
So McMahon talks about The Undertaker being distracted by Kane early in the night. He goes, wow, what a coincidence. So McMahon's kind of like, it's like being a big dickhead here. He's like, oh, you wanted a cold one. Oh, it's a good catch. Oh, wow, what a coincidence. So he's playing this, dickhead role as he is. McMahon wants Undertaker to explain this conspiracy theory. I don't have all damn night. So he's a little pissed off, and we're going to get The Undertaker come out here now. So we'll play another portion of this promo segment, and we got The Undertaker coming out. So take a listen, and then we'll talk about what he has to say.
You just proved my point.
Got that like the beer. What?
Oh, wait a minute. I don't know what McMahon meant by that, but I know what this means. It means that business is about to pick up.
He's not invited out here. Mr. McMahon did not ask for Stone Cold Steve Austin to come out here now.
The rattlesnake needs no invitation. He walks any damn place he wants to.
Watch it.
We're going to have some fireworks right here. This may be a treat. We may get a little SummerSlam action before August 30th in Madison Square Garden here.
You guys all there talking about trust, conspiracy, all this stuff. I really don't give a damn about that, because I don't trust anybody, Vince, and you ought to know that better than anybody, son.
How could he trust anybody? Why should he?
As far as tossing The Undertaker a cold beer, hell, the son bitch looked thirsty to me, so I threw him a damn beer. It don't mean we're buddies. And the fact that you got both them belts don't mean a damn thing to me. Because the only thing I'm looking at is getting your ass to SummerSlam and beating you 1, 2, 3. That's all I want to do with you.
Whoa.
You can have both them damn belts because I don't want nothing to do with them. This is the only belt I want something to do with, and that's all I got to say to you or Vince McMahon.
Austin he's leaving the tag belts behind, and he's headed back to the locker room, it looks like.
Austin! Hey! I'm talking to you, boy.
Ooh.
You got my attention. Now you need to shut up and listen for a minute. You're doing exactly what he wants you to do. Can't you see? He's trying to drive a wedge between us. He doesn't want us to be champions. So, just like I came to you, face to face, like a man, and asked for my shot at the World Wrestling Federation title, I want you to be a man, come back in this ring, and take what is yours.
Uh-oh, JR, here we go. Get out of the way, Mr. McMahon.
Hey, I said, come take what is yours.
Hell, that's another challenge, and we know the Rattlesnake backs down from no challenges.
Here he comes.
But I want to tell you, The Undertaker's made a lot of sense in what he just said.
Is this a setup?
There they are. They're on the highway to hell to SummerSlam. Austin he took one of those tag title belts. But Austin not taking his eyes off the #1 contender for the WWF title.
DTA, don't trust anybody. Look at Mr. McMahon.
Well, it looks like Austin and The Undertaker may be attempting to coexist.
Hey, Austin, there's just one more thing. Whether you like it or not, between now and SummerSlam, you are the safest SOB in the World Wrestling Federation.
Austin doesn't like that. He doesn't need a guardian angel.
But when we get to SummerSlam, I'm gonna take what's rightfully mine, the World Wrestling Federation title.
How can he trust him?
Well, what is going on here?
These guys are going to be partners tonight.
Absolutely. The tag team title's on the line. Maybe for the last time as far as Austin and The Undertaker being champions. It'll be that way if The Rock and Owen Hart have their way. And our challengers are standing by. And gentlemen.
All right, so as The Undertaker gets into the ring, McMahon tosses Undertaker the mic. And then he says, that just proves my point. What? I don't get it.
I didn't get that either. I was going to ask you that. I'm like, what did that mean? Because
right.
I don't.
Yeah, because it doesn't.
I don't get it.
Mean, the only thing it's related to is, he caught the beer. But what does that have to do with anything?
Oh, you know how to catch. So
my theory is right. You can catch a mic. It doesn't make any sense. So it's pretty dumb. So
dumb,
yeah, so that was just a dumb thing he said. I think there's nothing more beyond that than he just said something stupid on live TV on a mic. So Austin is immediately going to follow him too because he wants answers. So he comes out, I don't trust anybody, DTA. Son of a bitch looked thirsty, so I threw him a damn beer. That don't mean we're buddies. And the fact that you have those belts don't mean a damn thing to me. The only thing that I'm looking at is getting your ass to SummerSlam, beating you 1, 2, 3. You can have those belts because they don't mean anything to me. He doesn't give a damn about them.
I love that he says that because they really shouldn't. You're the world heavyweight champion.
Right, exactly. So
nothing else matters.
Right. He's the champ. I don't need to be the fucking tag team champ. So yeah, he says this is the only belt that I want something to do with. That's all I have to say to you and Vince McMahon. So Austin walks up the ramp, music hits. Undertaker's calling Austin. I'm talking to you, boy. Undertaker's saying that McMahon is driving a wedge between them because he doesn't want them to be tag team champions. And with that, it should be, who cares? I don't want to be tag team champions. It's the same thing that Austin had said last year, too, with Shawn Michaels and with Dude Love, is that he doesn't care, if he's champions or not. And so,
he's going to try and win matches that he defends it and all that because he's a competitor first and foremost. But he's not going to lose sleep over it if he loses the title.
Right. So why Undertaker he's trying to drive a wedge between us? Well, we ain't fucking friends, so what's it matter? You're not driving any wedge because there is nothing to wedge into. We're opponents. So Taker wants Austin to come in the ring, take what's his, and he tells him, come take what's yours. And Austin does. He goes in, gets the belt. And Undertaker says, one more thing. Whether you like it or not, from now on, you are the safest SOB in the World Wrestling Federation. But when we get to SummerSlam, I'm going to take what's rightfully mine, the WWF title. Now, that doesn't make any sense either because the title's not rightfully his. You weren't even the champ.
Yeah, you got to win that to have that right.
Right.
You weren't screwed out of winning it. Nothing like that. Nah, bro.
No. So that'll lead us now to this main event that they've been hyping up throughout the show, and that's another title defense. So back-to-back title matches for the Undertaker and Stone Cold, and this time they got The Rock and Owen Hart. And this is going to start at the 1 hour, 10-minute mark and go to about 1 hour, 25 minutes. So it brings us right to the end of the show. You get a brawl breakout to start the match. You got Tim White as a referee, so it's going to be a good match. It's going to be well officiated here. You're not going to have some bullshit going on. Earl Hebner type bullshit going on. Just, I noticed that. The matches just seem to flow better when Tim White is in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just have a bias.
He's a better... No, because I see what you see now.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely props to Tim White. Earl Hebner gets all the credit because of the name. But he sucks. Anyway, moving on. Owen and The Undertaker start the action in the ring as they get settled. Taker tags in Austin. Austin's going to whip Owen into the corner. Hart responds moments later with a spinning heel kick. And then Austin's going to duck the enziguri kick. Rock gets tagged in. Austin is in total control here. He gives a nice suplex. And he got a cover for 2. And then from there, Austin's going to tag in the Undertaker. So we're actually getting some nice teamwork between Undertaker and Stone Cold this time. It looked like a tag team that's trying to cut the ring.
Yep.
So good shit there. And it's even mentioned on commentary. They might not get along, but they respect each other. I don't know how true that is, but respect each other in the sense that they know that either one of them could kick their ass at any given time. So that's the kind of respect you got there. Is that, I can't really fuck with him because he might kick my ass and I could kick his ass. So anyways, going forward, we get a big boot to Owen by the Undertaker. Austin's tagged in, and then Austin starts to stomp a mud hole. JR's at Austin's fighting like a man possessed. Austin gets hurt in a sharpshooter, but Rock's going to clothesline Austin just as it's applied. And this is followed by The Rock giving Austin a bunch of birds, which is funny. And we know their history. They have a heated history, and there'll be a greater rivalry yet to come.
Yep.
Austin is put in a sleeper hold, and I thought it was going to lead to that jawjacker move that he was doing a lot throughout 1997, where he's bounced off the ropes, gets put in a sleeper, drops down to his ass, and JR called it the jawjacker. But nope, it's just a sleeper hold, and Austin is down on the mat. And for some reason, The Rock has a bloody nose when they cut to him at ringside on the apron. You see his bloody nose. I didn't catch when he got that.
Neither did I, but you can definitely see it because you see the blood on his teeth and shit too.
Yep.
Which is a nice picture.
Yeah. So Austin's getting counted out by the ref from the sleeper hold. So, holding up the hand and dropping it. So we get to a 3, and he keeps it up. But, a little different than Hogan, where Hogan would be shaking his arm, hulking up. Austin holds it up, but he holds up with a middle finger. So he has an awareness that,
cool.
Fuck you. I'm up. So The Rock continues to wear on Austin. Undertaker hasn't been in the ring for a while at this point, but Austin's making his comeback. And it's going to end when The Rock and Austin double clothesline each other, so you got both of them out. And Owen Hart and Undertaker, they're both reaching for the tag, so Undertaker is trying to help Austin here. Okay, unlike other times where it seemed like he wasn't really interested. Last week when they won the title, when we talked about it, he's kind of like sleepy, it seemed like. But this time he's kind of more into it, and he's out reaching for the tag. Rock's going to tag Owen first, but then Austin's going to tag Undertaker, like immediately after that. So you get 2 hot tags quick. Taker's going to knock down Owen Hart and The Rock. Then Austin just kind of rolls out of the ring at that point. Owen's going to get choke slammed, and Rock's going to break that count. And Austin's going to chase Rock out of the ring as they battle at the announce booth. But while that's happening, Taker hits Owen Hart with the tombstone. They get the 3 count. So Austin and Undertaker retain the titles again. But right away, Mankind comes down, and he gets the mandible claw on Undertaker. Kane heads down with the steel chair. So Austin and Rock are fighting at the announce booth, and Kane goes on to strike Undertaker. But he ducks at the very last second, so Mankind takes the headshot. So you have this another instance of, who is it? What the speculation? Who was the shot intended for? Is it, meant for the Undertaker, or was it meant for really Mankind to make people think that it was for the Undertaker? Which, just watching it, it looks like it's meant for the Undertaker. Kane is right there.
Yeah, I mean that's what I got out of it.
Right.
I don't think there's any question, like any really debate there.
Right, so
If someone didn't do their job to make it look like it was supposed, like look the other way, or make it look more double-sided, but it's not happening.
No, it does seem like they're starting to kind of reach for things here now to make it seem like a conspiracy. It's like, no, Kane actually was just trying to hit the Undertaker. Undertaker ducks and hits Mankind. Now, if it was a conspiracy, what is it? All 3 of them come together and say, all right, I'm going to pretend to hit you, but Mankind, we're going to hit you in the head. That all right? Okay, fine. Hit me in the head again.
Sure. I thought the same thing. This poor guy just takes all the shots.
Yeah.
I forgot how many chair shots he unnecessarily actually takes.
It's nuts. It's constant. So anyway, you get The Rock going through a table also at that point, when you got things going a little wacky at that point. And then you got the New Age Outlaws come back out. They're going to hit the ring. They attack Kane and Undertaker. And Austin's going to get back in the ring, and he's going to go for a Road Dogg. As always, Road Dogg's taking some stunners. So Road Dogg takes a stunner to the end of the show. Then we got one little last segment right at the end of the show. It clips to breaks off to the backstage locker room, and we'll talk a little bit about this in the side notes. But just talk about it here. Val Venus was being threatened by Yamaguchi-san to get his penis choppy, and
choppy pee.
So throughout the episode, Val Venus has been taken by Kaientai, and he's being dragged around. And they got him to this point now where he's in one of the backstage rooms, and his hands are tied up, and the chopping block is there, and he's leaning up against it with his junk on the chopping block. And then the show ends as Yamaguchi-san is about to strike down with his sword. Then it cuts away, and the show ends. And that's it. So we don't know if he got his peenie chop or not. I guess we'll find out on the next Raw. Anything you want to get into before the side notes?
No, we can dive right into the side notes here.
All right, let's get to it. All right, so we got the Brawl for All. So now, at this point, the Brawl for All, like last week, there's only one match, which is good. But you got Scorpio versus the Godfather this time. And the Godfather is going to win. And he's going to face Bart Gunn. They do mention, though, JR does mention about Dr. Death the previous week, that he dislocated his jaw, dislocated his knee, and he tore a hamstring. All from that match. All from getting knocked out by Bart Gunn. So, shitty way to return for Dr. Death, and that's the end of Dr. Death in WWF. I'm pretty sure he doesn't come back after this. But I did have a note about Scorpio and Godfather is that, what I was saying to myself as I was writing these notes, I was like, oh, wow, this is the first time there hasn't been a boring chant, because this match has been pretty good. And then just when there's like 3 seconds left, they start chanting boring.
So, if I'm not mistaken, because this is what my notes indicate, is that Godfather is actually in this match because Dan Severn withdraws from the Brawl for All.
Right? They say that?
He didn't. Godfather. I don't know if I thought they did because Dan. We just had the discussion last episode where it looks like Godfather beat Dan Severn.
That's right.
But Dan Severn won the match. So if I'm not mistaken, when I was watching the episode,
I didn't hear that.
Severn pretty much announces his withdrawal from the Brawl for All. Announces, he'll settle scores when his hands aren't bound. And it's a short little promo he has. It's awful because he looks and sounds like a robot. And he just doesn't come over as personable or interesting at all. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right about that then.
Yeah, and the Godfather has his hose, which is awesome.
The Godfather
blonde with an amazing assets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was a few. And with the Godfather, he deserved to win, as we talked about. So it was good that they did that.
Yeah, he didn't make him second guess it. I mean, he wins this match handedly.
Yep. And maybe they thought to themselves, Godfather, you did actually win, so screw it. We're taking Severn out of it.
Yeah.
Now we got it wrong, but we won't say anything. We'll just say Severn stepped out. All right, so a few other things that happened. We touched on the Kaientai and Val Venus saga, but you got the continuation of X-Pac and Triple H having their moments. They actually have a match with each other, and this is going to be a match for a title shot at at SummerSlam against The Rock. And Chyna's going to trip X-Pac and then actually punches him when he questions her. So he gets not knocked out, but he gets punched by Chyna, and Triple H takes advantage of that, gives him a pedigree, and gains a victory there. So they start to argue after the match. It doesn't really go anywhere from there, but we still see this tension between X-Pac and Triple H, and they'll definitely be talking about it more next week. The split of DX. And that's a pretty funny thing that we'll get to. And then you had also earlier in the night, you had New Age Outlaws versus Kane and Mankind. So they're kind of all involved in this storyline going on with Undertaker and Stone Cold. These are the rival tag teams that they've been going up against since they've been the champions and won the championship. So all these teams are involved in this angle. So they have a match, pretty good, decent match. And you get Kane, Tombstone, Road Dogg for the win. And then to kind of wrap things up, I thought this one was fun. You know, the guy, for what he is, you know, nothing special, but Tiger Ali Singh.
Oh, I love this promo. I was hoping you were going to bring that up. I thought I was going to. Because it's an A+ promo and segment.
Yeah, it's a fun segment. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. He looks like, even though the guy's not, I know he's of Indian descent, but he's actually born in Canada.
Yeah.
But his dad, Tiger Singh or whatever his name is, is from India.
Yep.
Tiger Jeet Singh. So it's funny. He looks like a Middle Eastern version of The Rock.
He does. He has
because he's got the same sideburns and everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not like he was trying to rip off The Rock. That was kind of a style at the time.
Yeah.
And The Rock wasn't really dressing like this totally yet either.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like The Rock before The Rock.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the stereotype of an Americanized Middle Eastern with money.
Yeah.
Is what they're playing off of. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like another $1 Million Man type gimmick.
Yeah, he's got a lackey. He's got his version of Virgil.
Yeah.
Guy's wiping sweat off his forehead and shit.
Yeah, Abu from from Aladdin. I think they just took that name from.
Abu. Is that what his name was?
Yeah, Abu.
No shit. I didn't get that. Damn.
Yeah, so in this segment...
Everyone can relate to that. The movie just came out.
So his whole thing is making fun of women and saying that women and Americans will do anything for $1, for money. So he's going to offer $500 for every garment you will take off. And Jerry Lawler's like, well, you probably won't have any issues with that in this town. They're in San Diego, California. So not too far from where the porn industry is big. So you got a lot of hot chicks like, yeah, I'll do it. And then they bring out some Roseanne type.
Oh, dude.
And they point out, this is what your average American looks like. It's like, yeah, you're probably right.
I don't know. She's a little, close. Definitely the stereotype of a McDonald's eating doesn't take care of themselves.
Well, yeah, just take a trip to Target or Walmart and look around. What's the average person look like?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she was on she rode one of the scooters around Walmart to shop.
Yeah, she's on disability.
Not that there's anything wrong with that if you genuinely need it, but some people you see doing that, it's like, really? You're just a lazy piece of shit. Save them for the actual handicapped, eh?
You're just tired.
Yeah. How about you take that down the fruit and produce aisle instead of the frozen pizza and fucking ho-ho aisle?
But so from there, he has her in the ring. He's going to ask her name. And then this is another thing that The Rock will do that The Rock hasn't done yet. So it makes me think, did The Rock take this from Tiger? So Tiger asks her name, and then right as she's about to say it, he cuts the mic away from her and says, "It doesn't really matter what your name is."
Wow, good point. The Rock stole Tiger Ali Singh. So they each stole a little bit of each other.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, he wants to steal my look. I'm fucking taking that from him.
Yeah.
I'm taking. It doesn't matter."
Yeah, taking his lines.
So he actually gives the money. The money looks real that they show. So, but he says, "All right." She gets her clothes off. And then he's like, "Oh, whoa. I'll give you $500 for every piece of clothing you put back on." That's funny shit. So, nice little segment there for Tiger Ali Singh.
Yeah, thank God he told her to stop.
It even that seems like it could have been like the Rock skit. No, put your clothes back on. I'll give you $500 to do that.
Yeah. It's Middle Eastern Rock. That's who he was.
Middle Eastern, East Asia, South Asia. Yeah, India. All right, so
whatever.
Yeah. He looks either way.
Geography ain't my fucking strong suit. I can't even point out all 50 states on a map.
Yeah, some of those states, yeah. It's like, where the fuck is that one?
They're fucking tricky.
All right, so we got Sunday Night Heat from August 9th, 1998, and not a whole lot here. We got his Shane McMahon mentions that the conspiracies continued on Raw, which is kind of cool about Sunday Night Heat because it's like a little wrap-up and preview for Raw. So it gives you the highlights of what happened on Raw. Tells you what's to come on the next episode of Raw.
It's like the Spark Notes version of Raw.
Yeah. It has original matches and stuff going on. But it's kind of like a hype show for Raw, which is needed at this point because of the Monday Night War. So you want to let people know, the day before Raw what's coming up. So it serves a good purpose, I think, early on here. Sunday Night Heat. So they hyped that up. You got a hell of a promo by Mankind to open up the show. It's kind of his typical one where he gets pissed off at the fans, for everything he does, and he puts his body out there, and everyone just laughs or claps for the other guy. Everyone clapped for Undertaker while I got my ass kicked. So that kind of promo, which is always good because he's so intense. He even brings up he's with his 4-year-old daughter the day before the Hell in a Cell match, and they went to Santa's Village in New Hampshire. And then the very next day he's getting slammed through the cage and almost lost his life. So good shit because he brings in that family aspect every once in a while. It's like, oh shit, he is a real person. It's not just a monster.
Yeah, he is a real person.
But his favorite person is not Santa Claus. Oh wait. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it. He challenges Undertaker to a match, but nothing happens. As the match is about to happen, or supposed to happen, Kane comes down, chokeslams Mankind through the timekeeper's table, and then Kane is revealed to be the Undertaker again. So Undertaker likes dressing up as Kane, apparently.
Stop wearing your brother's clothes.
Yeah.
Mark, Jesus.
Those are your little brother's clothes, not yours.
Go give Glenn his stuff back.
Glenn. All right, so that'll wrap up August 9th, 1998, Sunday Night Heat, and Raw 271 from August 3rd. That brings us to Raw 272 from August 10th, 1998, from Omaha, Nebraska. And this episode is going to start out with Mankind. Mankind is just running amok backstage. He's going nuts back there. He's throwing shit all around. He's yelling. He wants the truth like he's Jack Nicholson from
A Few Good Men.
Yeah, from A Few Good Men. I want the truth. I want the truth. And he's just tossing shit around. And he's going to come out there. He had the previous night on Sunday Night Heat we just talked about. He challenged Undertaker, but Undertaker didn't come out. Well, actually, he did come out, but he came out as Kane and kicked his ass. So Mankind's not feeling too great about his situation that he's in, where he doesn't know if he can trust Kane. He has the Undertaker kicking his ass all the time, even dressed as Kane. He doesn't know who to trust.
He's taking all the fucking chair shots.
Yeah, exactly.
He's getting the fucking short end of the stick. He's having a mental breakdown.
And that's been going on for a while. So he's gone through characters. Yeah. He's gone through Mankind, the Dude Love,
climaxing.
The Cactus Jack, the Mick Foley. Now back to Mankind, corporate Mankind, and he's all fucked up at this point. So he heads to the ring. He's gonna grab a mic, and he's so fucked up. He's gonna say, "There's only one man who has ever really given me the truth. There's only one person who has given me the bottom line." And it's not Steve Austin. And he calls out, "Mr. McMahon, I need your help. I need the truth. I need Vince McMahon."
He's like hurrying him down the ring, too. He's like, "Quicker, Vince, quicker."
Yeah, come on.
His hair is missing more than usual. Like, I think
he's pulling it out. At even one point, he's blowing his hair.
Yeah.
He rips him out and he blows it off into the air.
Like it's a fucking dandelion or something.
So McMahon, as he always is with Mick Foley, is just a dickhead. And you didn't invite me out here to help you. You invited me out here to hurt you. McMahon's just thinking of, you just like punishment. You just want to be punished. So you brought me out here to punish you. And hurt you I will. Because when I tell the truth hurts. It was no accident that the chair collided with your head last week. The Undertaker did not want to hit Kane. He chose to annihilate you. Undertaker and Kane are in collusion against everybody in the WWF. Kane and Undertaker are one and the same. Which is pretty... I like that. I like that the Kane and Undertaker are one and the same line. Because it does kind of create that, like, yeah, they are brothers, but now they're trying to create that story where, they're bonded. They are pretty much one and the same. And they even have the Undertaker dressed as him sometimes. You don't know who's going to be Kane, from week to week. So you're creating that story of who the hell is the Undertaker, who the hell is Kane from week to week.
Yeah,
Mankind,
because they are blood,
right? They are blood, and Mankind has been, although he's been personality split for a while, he does seem like somebody the audience can trust in terms of like storyline. Like he knows what's going on. But he feels so confused right now that the audience should feel confused too. They can't really trust anybody. So he's kind of like the audience, the representative of the audience. Whereas McMahon's an asshole, so you don't trust him. You know, you got Stone Cold. You know he's not going to believe anybody. And we're all on his side anyway. But in terms of the villains, Mankind's the one that we're like, all right, I kind of believe Mankind. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, we're more empathetic to. That's how you say it, right?
Yeah, empathetic to his. Right, even with like his little promo that he had on Sunday Night Heat, where he's talking about, you know, he's out with his daughter at Santa's Village, and he's getting his ass kicked by the Undertaker, and he puts his heart out for everybody. So yeah, he's making us feel sad for him, and this plays into that too. That you're right. We don't know who to trust, and you don't know who to trust, and we're kind of on your level, McFoley. We're right there with you.
Yeah, we can relate to him.
Right. So after that, you know, Kane's music's gonna hit. You get the pyros go off, and JR for the first time, at least to my recollection, he says, "Here comes the big red machine." And
I don't recall hearing that before this either. So I'm gonna have to. First appearance, big red machine.
Yeah, big red machine.
First mention.
and when I first heard that, it made me think of what The Rock's going to have to say about that, which is not appropriate in 2019.
Yeah.
But that'll be coming up at some point, unless they censored that from the WWE Network, which would probably be a good
but we're
call.
going to say it anyway then, because it's...
Yeah, you got to say it.
It's a part of the history. What the hell?
Exactly. We're not going to ignore history here on the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast.
Yeah. We're not going to revise it either. Can't change history.
Right. And we're not going to try to revitalize it. We're just going to say what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like we're trying to make it cool again.
Right. Go to Walmart, get some signs, get some poster board, get the markers, get some red markers, and write it out. No.
Some big stencils. And go stand at the corner of your nearest McDonald's and hold a sign up.
Yeah, so we're not going to do that. But Kane comes out, along with Paul Bearer, of course, who's the mouthpiece. And Paul Bearer's a little pissed, and he gets out there and says, "For once, Vince McMahon," you know, Vince McMahon's out there at that point, "For once, Vince McMahon, you're going to listen to the Fat Man," which was awesome.
Crowd pops when he calls himself the Fat Man.
Yeah.
I laughed. I was like, "Fat Man."
Oh, it's great because it's self-deprecating. It's like, yeah, I'm the Fat Man. Everyone calls me that. I know they call me that. You call me that, but fuck you. I'll call myself that. I'll shine a light on my problem. I don't give a fuck. You ain't going to make fun of me. I'm going to call myself that.
You can't be salty about that.
Right.
Yeah, like he was like, hey, that's a decision you made. That's a life decision. You choose to be fat.
Right. I chose to not go to the gym. I chose to not work out, you know?
Yeah.
If I want to be lazy, I'm going to be lazy, you know?
Yeah.
If I want to get in shape, then I have to fucking work a little harder. Sometimes you don't want to work harder. Whatever, that's the way it is. Your body is the shape that you want it to be. So anyways, he says, you know, you're going to listen to the Fat Man. You know, it's true, you may be the puppeteer. You may get in Mankind's mind, which is perfect because that's what it is. That's, you know, the whole storyline there is Mankind's fucking confused. Vince McMahon's fucking with him. And so, yeah, you may get in his mind, but I'll be damned if you get in my mind or my son's mind. He even points out, you know, I've been here for years. Been here for 7 years. And I can go. Thanks to you. You made me a rich man, but I can go. But even before that, Vince McMahon's going to point out, though, that man right there, Kane, who's standing next to Paul Bearer, that's not your son. That's a son of a bitch. Which in itself would be a good line. You know, even if it wasn't about, you know, that's the Undertaker wearing that mask. It'd be funny if you were just like, that's not your son. That's a son of a bitch. Kane's a son of a bitch. That's it. But what he meant was Undertaker's wearing that mask, and Undertaker is the son of a bitch. But good line nonetheless. But then he added to it. He said, "I can smell the stink of death on your breath." like the Undertaker has been known for having like stinky breath.
Yeah, halitosis.
Yeah. Then you can take your mask off, or I'll rip it off. So we got a ballsy McMahon in there, which is strange because he goes back and forth between being ballsy, not being sure of himself.
Who, Vince?
Yeah, Vince. Yeah.
Well, it's the thing. Like he knows he can use Mankind as a verbal. Like he has so much more confidence when he speaks to Mankind than he really does anyone else in the WWE right now. Because everyone else just kind of like shitting on him. No one listens to him. But like Mankind, he can fucking verbally abuse the shit out of this guy.
Yeah, Mankind actually, as he said before, he's pretty much afraid of losing his job. And that's why I think he brings up his kids and his family so often, is that he's fighting for them and he doesn't want to lose this job. Yep. So he does whatever McMahon wants.
Vince has got him by the balls.
Yeah. So yeah, good point there. But he is kind of ballsy though with Kane though, and Paul Bearer. I guess you just think Kane's a big dumbass that's not going to do anything to him.
Yeah, has Kane attacked him yet? I forget. Like I know, obviously,
no, not yet.
Not yet. Taker has struck him. Stone Cold, obviously. So
no Kane attacks yet. Well,
like he can't even control Sable yet.
But now
Sable's giving it to him.
Yep, she's just pulling out her tits.
Yeah, taking them off.
Yeah. But now that you say that about Kane, it probably makes sense that would be coming soon. At least you would have that on your mind. Like, all right, we gotta have something up with Kane attacking McMahon at some point.
Yeah.
And who knows when it happens? Because at this point, 21 years later, it's such a blur to me when things happened. Because I just don't go back and watch everything over and over again. Just like you don't.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right, so McMahon says he's going to rip the mask off, and then he grabs the mask. You know, the lights go out right at that point where Vince McMahon has the balls to grab Kane's mask. And then, when the lights turn back on, well, you got the Undertaker there with his hands right around McMahon's neck. And then Mankind, McMahon's boy, is going to save the day and attack the Undertaker. Kane is gone all of a sudden. So that only adds to the whole collusion. You know, all of a sudden now Undertaker's there, but Kane's gone. So that seems like it was a planned thing. But they don't mention it at this point, but it definitely would have to be on the people's mind. Like, oh, where the fuck did Kane go? But now the Undertaker's here. So anyway, McMahon runs off as Undertaker's going to chase him. And then we get a title match announced for later in the night. You got a tag team title match, and it's going to be a 4 corners match, which immediately when that was announced, I was like, fuck. Another shit show kind of match.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? 4 corners match. Jesus.
So we got this 4 corners match. It's everybody that they've been going up against, Undertaker and Stone Cold. Everybody that they've gone up against in the last few weeks. They beat New Age Outlaws for the titles. They're in the match. They beat Rock and Owen. Actually, no, they didn't beat New Age Outlaws. They beat Kane and Mankind. So Kane and Mankind are in the match. New Age Outlaws want their title shot, so they're in the match. And Rock and Owen had a match against them the previous week. They're in the match. So all those teams in the mix at that point are in this 4 corners match. And that's coming up at the end of the show. But even prior to then, they show the Undertaker walking into Kane's locker room. And you can legit see Kane in the background. So you see Undertaker walking through a locker room, and then the camera shows a little glimpse. You see Kane standing there. So it's like, what the fuck is he going in there for? Did you just give away that there is collusion? Because if there wasn't, he would not be going in there.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're not going to get any answers on that, but they show that. And then we get a brief little interview with Stone Cold. Generally, we would play these clips, but this one is not long enough and not really worth anything here. But what you got is Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's wearing a new shirt, so we got a new shirt alert. And the shirt says Austin. It has a skeleton, like a full skeleton wearing an Austin vest, and then the Austin skeleton is flipping the bird, and he's holding a skeleton of a snake. So you get a skeleton snake, which I don't know how much vertebrae a snake has, but snake is a full skeleton. And Austin is holding it. Oh, the Austin skeleton is. Then on the back, it says "Bad to the Bones," BONZ, like bonds. Bad to the bonds. So that shirt goes into the list of shitty shirts.
Yeah, trashy.
Shitty. Yeah.
So they're playing up bonds like a bail bond or something?
No, it's supposed to be bones, like bad to the bones. It's bad to the bones.
Oh, I thought it said bad to the bonds.
No, well, it's spelled bonds. It's spelled BONZ. Bonds.
Oh, all right, gotcha.
There's no E in there.
That's ridiculous. I didn't catch that detail.
Yeah, it sucks. It's like, wow, no wonder why they got rid of that shirt right away, because it fucking doesn't...
Stupid.
Yeah, well, it doesn't... It's not proper grammar. Well, I mean, they got the Z in there, so it wouldn't be proper anyway, but they fucking missed the E. You can't have bones be bonds. Bonds, bones.
Yeah, how do you miss that?
Fucking shirt sucks. Anyway, he's wearing that shirt, and Michael Cole's interviewing him, and he's like, I don't really want to talk to you about this. So he just grabs Michael Cole, like DX and Stone Cold do at this time, and he grabs him and takes him to the shower and just throws him into the shower room and turns it on and gets him all wet and soaked. And then leaves, and that's it. He's like, all right, I'm not talking to you about this. I'm not giving you any answers. And then later in the night, Undertaker gets his interview, and Michael Cole's just still all dripping wet from being soaked in the shower. And Undertaker's like, yeah, I'm not going to talk to you.
You know what this reminds me of? Remember in high school, like the rumors of kids, like freshmen getting tubbed in shop?
Oh, tubbed. Yeah.
For some reason, that's what I thought of.
Well, we might have to explain that a little bit, because not all high schools throughout America had tubs.
Yeah. Well, if anyone listening went to a trade school, I'm sure you had like we called it a tub, but it was basically like a big sink, like 360, circle, so people could get on all sides, and the head of the sink was in the middle, and there was soap in the middle, and that's where everyone would kind of wash their hands and shit at the end of the day in whatever shop, whichever trade you were in school.
Right, so like graphic communications, electricity, carpentry, get your hands dirty throughout the day, and you go wash your hands, and we had a tub, and sometimes you get dumped in the tub, and then you stomp on the pedal, and the water would come out. Yeah,
I forgot about that too.
Or even sometimes in the bathroom break, you might get paper towels flown over, land on you.
600 miles an hour thrown at your head,
filled with water. Fucking dickheads, I guess those people would be.
Yeah. Poor suds.
Suds. JB. All right. That's an inside joke. Nobody will get it, but hey, maybe have some kind of recollection of something like that happening in your school. Hopefully it didn't happen to you. And if it did happen to you, the people that did it feel sorry, and they grew up, I think. So they feel
comforting words.
Yes. All right, so that brings us now to the main event of this Raw. It is that WWF Tag Team Championship 4 Corners match. Undertaker and Austin, the champions, versus New Age Outlaws, Rock and Owen Hart versus Kane and Mankind. And this happens at the 1 hour mark, 9 minutes and 17 seconds. And right away at the beginning of this match, because of some bullshit that went down a couple months ago, they're going to pronounce that there is a outlaw rule. And the outlaw rule is that tag team partners cannot pin each other in this match. And they go back to a couple months ago. They show the clip of Billy Gunn and Road Dogg pinning each other just a couple months back to retain their titles in a match against DOA and whoever the fuck. But it was like a 3-way match, and New Age Outlaws retained their titles because they pinned each other. So this will not apply to this match, and it is known as the Outlaw Rule. And I don't think that's ever been referred to again, but that would have been cool if they kept kept up with that. Because that is a legit rule. You should not be able to pin each other. And I don't think they are allowed to pin each other in matches anymore like that. So it'd be nice if they bring that up again. Call it the Outlaw rule. Now that they're in the Hall of Fame, the Outlaws. It's kind of like the Freebird rule, you know? With the 3 teams.
Yeah.
3-team rule.
Still, I was never a big fan of that either.
No, I don't like that. I just don't like a whole lot of people in a match. And I said that before.
No, a lot of times it doesn't really work out. Usually it doesn't work out well. A lot more times than not, it's a complete failure.
It's all convoluted. It's just a bunch of people fucking doing a bunch of shit. All kind of sucks. All right, so back to this match though. Right at the start of the match, Owen Hart is attacked by Ken Shamrock. So that whole saga is continuing there with Shamrock and Owen Hart. So he gets attacked so bad by Shamrock that he has to be removed. And he gets replaced by D'Lo Brown, and he's going to enter that match. And then we get to the match. Match finally starts at 1 hour, 16 minutes. So about 6 minutes go by before the match even actually gets going here. And you get Stone Cold and Mankind starting off the match, which is pretty cool because these guys have a great history of getting matches hot. So who better to start a match than those two guys? And right away, Mankind's going to avoid a stunner. He's going to run out, and he's going to run to the ramp. And I always say it at this point, Austin's going to try to follow him out there. But Austin gets distracted at this time. And Rock and D'Lo, and Mankind's going to come back and then attack Austin by surprise. So Mankind kind of took advantage of his kind of move that he does where, all right, I'm going to walk up to the ramp and I expect Austin to come follow me. But this time he got distracted by the other guys in the ring, so now I'm going to run back and get him this time instead of him getting me. So pretty cool. If you've been paying attention to Austin's matches, that would make sense to you. So Definitely a cool move by Mankind to kind of trick him, lure him out, and get distracted, and then come back and make the sneak attack. Now, what we have here, what I didn't think would happen in this match, and actually the thing I don't like about this match, is that while this is a tag team championship match, you have people from other teams able to tag in other teams, which makes no sense. You should have to tag in your own team. If this is for a title, why would you be tagging in somebody else? So now that in the ring, the action is 2 separate teams that you're not part of. You can't win the title. Get what I'm saying?
No, I get it. It's stupid.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess I can understand like some of the dynamics of the match that you could get and how you're booking it, but it doesn't make any sense realistically that I would tag somebody else in. I mean, the only logical thing I guess I could think is that you'd want to give your team a rest, but while your team's resting, somebody else could win the title. So pretty shitty logic there. But you go along with it because it's wrestling. So Mankind tags in D'Lo, and you get that. So that's the first instance where I thought of it, is Mankind tags in D'Lo. Like, why the fuck? And that does make a little sense for Mankind to tag in D'Lo, only because Mankind at this point is not sure about Kane. He doesn't trust Kane. His past few appearances with Kane entering the ring, he shows up like 30 seconds later. He doesn't come out with him. He's walking way behind him because he doesn't want to be near him, because he doesn't trust him, because Kane has hit him with a chair a couple of times. And whether it's not Kane, it was the Undertaker, so he doesn't even know if, like, is Kane the Undertaker? So he's all fucked up. So he doesn't even want to be near him, so he doesn't tag him in. So that makes sense why he would tag D'Lo, but it doesn't make sense for the match in general. Just to clarify with that. But besides, the in-ring action, what you have at 1 hour and 18 minutes is you have a fan running the ring. You see Earl Hebner jump right to it. So that's probably one of the best things he's ever done.
Ever.
Notice a fan and fucking goes right after him. It's bounces that guy right out of the fucking ring. And then it's great that the cameras don't even bother to show it again. They're like, fuck this guy. And they just cut him off. Which is awesome attitude era shit is like, yeah, that was probably happening. Like, definitely in house shows all the time, probably, or,
Yeah.
you know. But pretty cool to see Earl having, like, jumping right out there for the boys and keep this match going.
Protecting him. Protecting the ring.
Them. Yep. All right, so then we go there. We got Austin tags and Kane. So another instance where somebody that's not on the same team is tagging somebody, and that happens multiple times. But JR is going to clarify at this point that anyone can tag in any team. Now, I guess it would be a good strategy to have both members of the same team, you know, they have some rest and all that shit that I was talking about earlier. But he does point out that with Earl Hebner as one referee, you know, things are about to go out of hand. We just don't know when it's going to happen. And once he said that, I was like, yeah, with Earl Hebner, yeah, that's bound to happen. Things are going to get out of hand. That's why he's in the fucking ring, because that's his specialty, is to be in matches that things go out of hand. So from that point, Austin's tagged in. Undertaker's tagged in too. But now they're in this situation where they can't pin each other. But then they say, well, they can't pin each other, but they can compete against each other. Why the fuck would they do that? Like, all right, we can't pin each other, but we're gonna kick the shit out of each other. We're the tag team champions. Why are we gonna beat the shit out of each other and let another team have the advantage over us because we kick the shit out of each other? You know, the only thing would be is like, oh, they're so heated at each other that, you know, they have this match at SummerSlam coming. But they want to have a fair match at SummerSlam because they're both baby faces. And that's where the problem comes in, I think, is that they're both baby faces. So they don't really want to hurt each other before SummerSlam. But they should be wanting to do that. They should be creating that, that animosity. I can't fucking speak the word.
Animosity. Gotcha.
Animosity. Yeah. They can't even get to that level where they're hating each other so bad that they want to have conflict. They're just playing mind games with each other to this point. So that's kind of the problem with the build-up.
Yeah, because neither of them wants to break the mold to be a
bad guy.
Yeah. No one wants to make the turn.
Right. It's all just this speculation, this conspiracy. That's why it's been built up this way, is because they don't want to turn Undertaker, because Undertaker hasn't been a heel since like 1992. And Austin is the biggest babyface in the world at this point.
Yeah.
So they don't want any of them to be a bad guy. So they're just playing this game with us that, we don't know who we can trust. And this is when they should do it. They should have done it like just weeks before SummerSlam, that you need to hate somebody. You know? I mean, they're going to turn Undertaker just months later. We already know that. So you should have turned them right before SummerSlam to make it like a big, huge thing. But, they didn't go that way. And we'll talk about that as things go on. But anyway, back to the match. You have this instance where they're both in the ring. They ultimately don't do anything. Austin finds a way to get Road Dogg in the ring. And the one thing I noticed at this point, I was looking around the ring because everyone's on the corners and the two people are in the ring ready for action. I was like, wow, look at this fucking ring. Look at all these Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers in the ring right now. And I was like, and then there's D'Lo Brown. But what's your thoughts on D'Lo Brown?
Me?
Yeah, Hall of Fame. That's what I'm saying. We got 8 guys in that ring. They're all Hall of Famers, except for D'Lo Brown or future, because some of them aren't in yet.
I don't know. I mean, who knows?
Kane's not in.
He'll probably get in because is the Nation in? Is the Nation of Domination? And I think that's a stable that'll get in if they're not already.
You're right. He's going to get in as a Nation.
He'll get in that way, but as a solo act,
no.
Or just as solo. For individual credentials, no. But he'll get in. If NOD gets in, he'll get in. Like, I think that's a given. And if NOD ain't in, then they're just going to try and cash in on The Rock twice.
Yeah, they'll get The Rock first, and then maybe a few years later, they'll do the Nation.
Yeah.
And that's a way to get Farouk in, Ron Simmons.
As long as they don't wait long enough. As long as they don't wait too long.
Right. Mark Henry's already in, so he's going to be a 2-timer.
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy. Mark Henry's already in. He deserves it at this point. But yeah, you're right. So you're looking at this match. This is all potentially Hall of Famers right in this match. I'm glad you brought up that nation because I didn't think of that.
Yeah, that's the way to get a lot of these guys in. That
the stables, and that's definitely a big stable of the 90s.
Yeah, they should be in. I mean, there are worse stables, I'm sure. In.
I mean, they were the first enemies of DX. They made DX without them.
Yeah, they were Attitude.
Yeah.
They were Attitude Era.
Right.
They, you know what I mean? They portrayed Attitude.
All right. So after I noticed that, we continue on with the match. You get a decent match. As I said, I don't really enjoy these types of matches with all these people, but they're putting on a decent match. It's good action. It's like I said, it's a bunch of future superstars here. Putting on a good story. And you got Kane tags himself in. He slaps Mankind on the back because Mankind wants nothing to do with Kane. So Kane's going to just tag himself in so he can get in the match. He's going to chokeslam the Undertaker out of nowhere with all the melee going on, with everybody battling all over the place. And Kane's actually going to get a 3 count on the Undertaker. And Austin's outside the ring. He was fighting with a rock, so he couldn't make a save. So Kane and Mankind go on to win the Tag Team Championship again. But this is another one of those instances where Kane just chokeslams the Undertaker and gets a 3 count. Just like the time just a couple weeks back where Undertaker gave Kane 1 tombstone when it took him 3 times at WrestleMania. And now Kane can just chokeslam the Undertaker and get a 3 count. So this is adding to that collusion storyline that they're just giving wins back and forth to each other to make it look like they're not in cahoots. I don't know if you picked up on that, but that's immediately what I thought.
No, I did. I know we've mentioned it in previous episodes. I've mentioned it specifically in previous episodes that it's just tighter writing. They pay a lot more attention to detail when they're, these stories are kind of playing out. So that's good because, obviously, as you can see, Stone Cold, he looks like he feels played by Taker. Like, are you fucking with me? You know what I mean? Like, really?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, that's how he looks.
It puts more weight into the words that McMahon. It only strengthens McMahon's argument of Kane and Undertaker being in cahoots.
Right. So at this point, Austin's starting to think like, is McMahon right? Am I fucking wrong here?
Yeah. He starts second guessing himself, guessing the Undertaker.
Now, while he doesn't care about the titles, he doesn't care about the tag team titles. But it's like, am I being fucked with at this point now? Because now I'm really pissed if the Undertaker's just fucking with me. So that's the storyline going forward. Is you said I was going to be the safest SOB in the WWF, but now you're just fucking yanking my chain here? Because I'm not going to be down with that. He's DTA, and I gave you a little bit of that trust. So now I'm fucking pissed. So that's what it looks like as the show ends, basically, as we're going in that direction. So I think from the next couple weeks going forward, it's just Undertaker Austin build-up. Highway to Hell to SummerSlam. So that's where we leave off. And that's what we'll get into next week, is the couple weeks leading up to SummerSlam, and we'll be covering SummerSlam, the Highway to Hell, Austin versus Undertaker for the WWF Championship, which is, at that point, some say the greatest SummerSlam up until that point after 10 years is Undertaker versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at the height of the WCW WWF Monday Night Wars. So that concludes that episode of Raw, but we have some side notes if we want to get into. JV, was there any side notes that you thought particularly you want to mention?
There is, but before I do, regarding the WWF Tag Team Championship match that we just covered, you may have said it, the audio kind of cut out for a second, I think due to the internet or whatever, but The Rock does the suck it to Road Dogg during the People's Elbow. So when The Rock's going to, doing his thing for the People's Elbow, he gives the suck it to Road Dogg, who's laying on the mat, which was awesome, but it's like the crowd didn't react at all. Yeah, so that kind of...
I didn't notice that.
Really? Nothing. Yeah, not much of a reaction at all from the crowd, so I think that's why you probably didn't catch it either.
All right.
But
I
for
guess
side
we'll go
notes,
on- side notes, what do you got?
yeah, the one is John Bobbitt, who's the guy that got his dick cut off. Was that really him? Was that really John Bobbitt?
Yeah, that was John Bobbitt. Yeah.
Oh, dude, what a creepy looking dude.
Yeah, weird guy. Especially
Yeah,
when he's on the
weird.
mic, too.
Yeah, like creepy. But he's a guest with Val Venus, so.
Yeah, Val Venus in a wheelchair. He's pushed by John Wayne Bobbitt. And, ultimately...
Who cut his dick off? Lorraine Bobbitt?
Lorena
Lorna
Bobbitt.
Bobbitt? Lorena Bobbitt, yeah.
Yeah.
That shit
Do
was
you remember
huge
all
in
those
the
jokes
90s.
back in the day?
Yeah.
Oh, Lorena Bobbitt, cut your penis off. You
Yeah.
gotta watch out for Lorena Bobbitt.
Fuck, the 90s were all about, hey, you just want to make sure you don't get your dick cut off. Don't
Lorena
piss someone
Bobbitt
off
was
to the
like-
point to get your dick cut off, and you're good.
She was like the 90s Bloody Mary. Like, oh,
Yeah,
you gotta watch
yeah.
out for Bloody Mary. No, you gotta watch out for Lorena Bobbitt. She'll cut your dick off.
Stare in the toilet water too long, she'll pop out of the water and cut your dick off.
Just cut your fucking dick off.
Yeah, she'll cut it right off. Why did she cut it off?
I don't know. It's probably fucking somebody.
That's for our other podcast,
Yeah.
our biopic on John Bobbitt. And
Yeah. But along with the Val Venus storyline, like he was supposed to have his pee-pee choppy.
yeah, choppy
And-
pee-pee.
Apparently what he said it was thanks to a little shrinkage. Val Bolsky is still cocked, rocked, and ready to unload. And John Wayne Bobbitt snuck in the room right at the right time to pull him off. Yeah, why the fuck would John Wayne Bobbitt be there, come save your ass, and pull you off the little rope you're on? And then his penis had shrinkage while he was getting pulled, so the sword missed his wiener. It's like, his wiener.
Yeah.
I said that. All right.
It's like, man, what the fuck? Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Like they're really they're gonna cut someone's dick off on TV.
But they have a little aspect where they little segment rather where John Wayne Bobbitt has a little interview and he's just stumbling and bumbling over what he has to say. So Jerry Lawler has a nice little line right in there. And he cuts him off. He says, yeah, "I'm not trying to cut you short or anything."
But
Yeah, it's just fucking perfect. Perfect. Because it legit something that you should have said, like, I need to cut you short. And his line was perfect for having to cut you short. Because you got your dick cut off. And from there, Val Venus goes on to tell Yamaguchi-san's wife, it's over. And it's a good line. No woman is worth the trouble you brought me. So, word of advice out there. If you're putting up with a lot of bullshit, you don't need to be putting up with bullshit. Get the fuck out of it. See you later. And say, hello, ladies. On to the next one. And then the best part, though, is right at the end. He tosses her a battery. And the implication is, here's a battery for your vibrator. And, I don't think there's anything great else happening on that row. We got a Brawl for All quarterfinal. Savio Vega and draws wins. Mark Merrow against Bradshaw. And Bradshaw's going to win in overtime. And then they finally show the bracket. They finally show the damn bracket because now they know who's invested in. Like I said last week. They know who's actually in the matches now. So you got the bracket. And we also got a new Double J. Double J's character has changed a little bit again. He comes out and they have just kicked the curb to Tennessee Lee with Southern Justice and Double J. And Double J has now a little goatee. He's got his sunglasses. He's got his guitar that says, "Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off" on it. And he lays it down on draws and cuts his hair. That's going to be his new thing. He's going to hit guitar shots and he's going to cut some people's hair. Then you have the DX skit, which is the DX split, where they're talking about how they're all jack-offs. You're a jack-off. You're a jack-off. Did you watch this skit, JV?
No, I didn't.
Oh, no. All right, so X-Pac calls Triple H and China jack-offs because they tripped them during the match and cost them the IC title shot. So Triple H is going to call the New Age Outlaws the two biggest jack-offs he's ever seen. And they just go back and forth saying jack-off like 30 times like as typical DX skit, your jack-offs, because they got this heat building up between them. Now they're just kind of making light of it, like, well, you're a jack-off. If you're a jack-off, and I think you're a jack-off, then I think we're all in agreement that we're all just jack-offs. So there doesn't need to be any DX split, but here's a DX split for you. So they're all about to bend over, take their pants down, and do a split and show their asses. But China says, no. You think everybody wants to see your asses? I don't think so. And then she bends over and shows her ass for the first time. And I was like,
it's a nice ass.
I was like, wow, fuck. I didn't realize it at the time. I was just too much thinking oh, you look too jacked for me to be into as a 15-year-old boy. But now I'm like, fuck, shit, that's nice.
She had a nice body. She took care of herself. Then she got the fake titties. She looked a little better.
Well, she has the fake titties at this point, so she had.
Yeah, well, I'm just the evolution of her. She showed up in shape. She was jacked. I think she had an ass, but she just,
Oh, in this one, she had an ass.
Her pecs. And now she's got titties. She's doing a little bit more squats, so she's got an ass. But
she'll break your fucking dick off.
Yeah. But I feel like I'd break my hand if I punched her in the face. Strong chin on that one.
Well, Sergeant Slaughter chin.
Yeah.
She's Sergeant Slaughter's daughter. They should have used that as a gimmick. All right, so that pretty much includes side notes. So we'll move on here to Sunday Night Heat from August 16th, 1998. It's episode 3. Not much to it. Undertaker's going to give a little promo right at the end of the show. And Austin is sitting back watching The Undertaker on the camera. He's drinking a Coors Light. And Undertaker's basically going to say, I challenged you like a man. I vowed to you. You wanted to be... I told you you're going to be the safest SOB in the WWF. I've done everything I said I was going to do. Did everything to protect my investment. Couldn't protect you from yourself, though, because you see now, boy, that's the thing he likes to say to piss Austin off, is call him a boy. You did the wrong thing. You pissed me off. So then Austin slams his chair down. He's pissed off, watching in the back. He heads out. He's like, I came out to you like a man, just like I will at SummerSlam. I'm going to be all over you. I'm going to be all up in your face. You already got one foot in the grave. If you're hell-bent on self-destruction, I guess I'm going to meet you at the intersection to the highway to hell. And I will take the World Wrestling Federation title. So then Austin's music hits there. Austin comes out. But then Kane's music hits. So the Kane's pyro just pops off real quick. Then Austin turns around and Kane is at the top of the ramp. Undertaker's in the ring. Austin's stuck between the two of them. He has nowhere to go. And then Sunday Night Heat ends there. So that'll lead us into the next Raw the following night on August 17th. JV, anything you want to add before we wrap things up here?
No. You can continue on.
All right, so this brings us to the bottom line wrap-up. We got the house show rundown, and this will be pretty quick because we got the same matches basically every single day here from August 1st, 2nd, 9th, 14th, 15th. You have Stone Cold Steve Austin defeating Undertaker and Kane in a triple threat match in Toronto, Canada, Montreal, Quebec, Kansas City, Missouri, Chicago, Illinois, St. Louis, Missouri, Columbia, Missouri. And that's about it. So you get the same guys working with each other all throughout those house shows. JV, get an oh hell yeah moment.
Yes, so my oh hell yeah moment is it's not a big one, but for me it was cool, and that's when Stone Cold's in the sleeper hold, and they're doing they're testing his arm 3 times, see if he's out, and he drops the finger on the last one, he pegs the finger up.
There you go. That's a good one.
Oh, I liked it. Yeah. What's yours?
Fuck. Whenever you come up with a good one, I'm like, fuck, mine. Whatever I had.
It's all opinion. You can't be wrong with these. You can't be wrong unless your hell yeah moment is my hell no moment.
You're right there.
Especially today.
Fuck, I'm going to steal yours because I don't remember what I had before. So
fucking plagiarism! Fucking plagiarism.
So, no, because you go back and you listen, I like that one.
Change my fucking mind, asshole. So do I lead here now with my hell no? I'm just glad you're my hell no is the fucking chick that Tiger Ali Singh brings to the ring and has her start taking her clothes off.
That's a whole hell yeah segment though, right there.
Yeah, that's a fucking hell no. It looks like someone from Married with Children. Hell no, we won't go.
It definitely does look like somebody Al Bundy had to put shoes on one day.
Yeah.
All right, so my oh hell no. I can't ever fucking say oh hell no. It's like hell no. It's like the Massachusetts accent in me. Hell no. Ah hell no.
Oh hell no, man.
All right, so we'll go with fuck.
You know what? You should steal that one too because that's a fucking shitty one. There ain't anything worse than that.
It's gotta be something worse than that. Fuck. No, fucking. I'll stick true to Stone Cold. Stone Cold and Undertaker losing the tag team titles is my oh hell no moment of the week.
Yeah, that's a good one actually. Yeah,
it's bullshit. Fucking Earl Hebner involved in that match.
Your boy.
All right, so that brings us now to the next week on Bottom Line Wrestling Cast. We got the episode 31. We are going on the highway to hell. I mean, we've been on the highway to hell for a while, but we're wrapping up the highway to hell. We're on the final stretch of it, and we're heading to August 98, leading to SummerSlam and covering the SummerSlam match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker for the WWF Championship. We'll see where all this collusion and cahoots leads to. So that'll be next week on April 24th. Also, we do have the special edition watch-along coming up between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret the Hitman Hart from Survivor Series 96. That is a throwback watch-along that you guys voted on, and that is from May 15th. That'll be on May 15th, and we'll be covering that during our regular Wednesday episode instead of a standard episode. Also, do have to mention that we did have a poll up in the past week where we asked if you guys preferred 1 hour to 1.5 hour episodes or the 2 hour, 2.5 episodes that we standardly do. And the 1 hour to 1.5 won, like 60 to 40%. That was just to give us a gauge. That doesn't mean we're going to change anything right away. Obviously, 40% of the people like what we're doing already. 60% of people, maybe like something else. But we're not ready to make any changes just yet. But thank you for your opinion, and we'll put it into consideration. We definitely would like to do something quicker and something, that helps us out with time in our lives. But sometimes when we get going, we start talking about the show, hey, just kind of runs the way it is. But we'll try to do our best to keep you guys happy and also to keep ourselves happy. So thank you for voting on that poll. JV, any thoughts on that poll?
No, my thoughts on that. Discussions.
Yeah. JV likes the shorter episodes, of course.
I like the shorter format.
Yeah,
personally.
Yeah,
but it's a thing of preference.
Well, it's not even right. It's not just shorter. It's just we'll cover 2 episodes rather than the 3 episodes that we currently do. So we'll do
and it's shorter.
Right. Well, of course. Right. If we do 2 episodes of Raw or 1 Raw in a pay-per-view, it's going to be shorter than us covering 3 Raws or 2 Raws in a pay-per-view. So it'll work out to being shorter.
Yeah. We're not recording Schindler's List or another long movie.
Right. Hey, and if we go shorter, then that means you guys are going to have more episodes in the long run because it'll take us longer to cover Stone Cold Steve Austin's career. So
more content.
Yep. So that poll ended, and ultimately, the people that voted, the 56 people that voted, the majority was, shorter episodes. So we'll probably be going in that direction. But if you still have an opinion on it, just tweet at us, find that poll, and tweet on that poll so we can get your information.
Hey, before you leave, hey!
All right, so let me go into now our plugs for our podcast buddies. We got Talking Taker, and this week on Talking Taker, they're covering the King of the Ring 2002, and that's June 2002, and it's The Undertaker versus Triple H. So definitely check out Talking Taker. That's a podcast similar to ours where they cover the career of The Undertaker. And they've gone from 1990 through 2002. So they're about 80-something episodes in. So they're doing a great job there. So definitely check out Talking Taker. And also our other buddies who do a great job plugging us all the time, helping us out. And we'd like to just put it forward with them. And that's Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast. This week they're covering December 19th, 1987 of the NWA World Championship Wrestling Show from the Saturday 6:05 slot on TBS. And also on Sundays they cover Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And this week they're covering September 24th, 1994, which is episode 139. So that's Booking the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast with Mike Mills, Doc Turner, and Hardbody Hopper. So definitely take a look at those two shows or take a listen to those two shows, Talking Taker and Booking the Territory. You can reach out to us on Twitter at MPRU83. That's me, Mike Prue. And you can reach out to JV at John Van Damage. And follow us at Bottom Line Cast. Please give us a 5-star review on iTunes. It definitely helps us out with getting people finding the show. And also spread the word to your friends. Okay, if you listen to us on whatever it is, iTunes, Stitcher, spread the word to your buddies that we're not just on iTunes, we're also on Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, TuneIn, Google Play, and Radio Public. And as always, thanks guys for listening. I'm Mike Prue, along with JV. So long.